Bryce writes into the Stars in the Bank Tim hate mail thing. It says, "My son had brain cancer, but watching Tim cheat away Greg's hard-deserved stars is the worst thing that happened to him." The best part about it, Bryce had to redo it.
Yeah.
Like he started writing it, I looked over and I'm like, "Are you stopping?" And he's like, "No, I just screwed up a word in there." I'm like, "I'm good." I'm like, I like where that one's starting, Bryce.
Got it.
As a man who jokes about his own cancer, I like how you're starting this one. Let's keep going. Number 3 on the Roper Report: Sony is raising the price of the PlayStation 5. Parentheses. Again, this is Michael McWhorter over at Polygon. The price of the PlayStation 5 is going up again in some territories. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced on Sunday on its PlayStation blog. Sony's latest price increases went into effect on Monday and affect consumers in Europe, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Sony blamed, quote, "a backdrop of challenging economic environment, including high inflation and fluctuating exchange rates," end quote, in a statement attributed to Isabel Tomitsa, Vice President of Global Marketing at SIE. In Europe, the price of the PlayStation 5 edition is now €499.99. That's a €50 increase, and now €100 more than the PlayStation 5's digital's launch price in Europe, which was $399.99. The UK is getting a pricier PlayStation 5 Digital Edition too. It's now £429.99. That's an extra £40 compared to what the console cost last week, and £70 more than the console's original price in the UK at £359.99. In Australia and New Zealand, both the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition and the standard PlayStation 5 with the 4K Blu-ray disc drive are getting price increases. The price of the PlayStation 5 Pro is not changing in any of those regions. One piece of PlayStation 5 hardware that's getting less expensive is the console's 4K Blu-ray drive add-on. Sony previously raised the price of the PlayStation 5 in Canada, Mexico, Europe, UK, Australia, Japan, and China back in 2022. When's it coming to America, Tim?
Who the hell knows? When's it going to come and then go away the next day and then come back worse the day after that? Like, we're just in such tumultuous times that it almost feels silly to speculate and even give any thoughts on this.
Sure.
This sucks.
Yep.
This is not like it was even the last time this happened, because it happened last time, Greg. We're at a point now that in a console generation, we're not getting price cuts. We're getting price increases.
Yes.
That was scary when it first happened, when we see games just get more and more and more expensive and just get standardized in that way. Mario Kart fucking World is $80. That is nuts, man. I hate this. And there's just no getting away from it.
Yeah. Bear's got his tweet up from the one, the only Matt Piscatella. He's, quote, blue skying. I don't know what he fucking say. Games Industry Biz that says, major Nintendo supplier warns Nintendo Switch 2 will be subject to 145% U.S. tariffs. Matt, quote tweets it and has a quote that says, quote, "That's because U.S. President Trump has now confirmed Chinese-made electronics will not be exempt by simply move to a different tariff bucket, which means hardware created in China, including Sony's PlayStation 5 consoles, will likely still be impacted," end quote. Of course, over the weekend, there was a whole bunch of different breaking news. I'm reading from a Washington Post Blue Sky breaking news. The Trump administration announced that smartphones, computers, and other electronic components are exempt from reciprocal tariffs days after the United States imposed the highest levies on foreign goods in a century. Important that this talks a lot about computers and phones. It is not video games. The video games still are attributed to all this. So everything's fucking crazy and sucks.
Yeah. And again, it's just the scariest part is just feeling like there's no resolution coming. Like at any moment, all of this could just be like, guys, we fixed it. Or more likely, hey, it is worse than you could ever imagine. Or more accurately, you'll never know. We're never going to hit this is the new normal. The new normal is where we're in right now, which is utter fucking chaos.
Yeah. This is a shitty question to ask because we're talking about the chaos and nobody knowing anything and X, Y, and Z. But I have to ask, when do you think we find out what Nintendo is going to do?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the reality is this is a make or break moment for this company. Like this is their next generation system that they are going to be supporting for the next probably 10 years. Sure, the Switch 3 or whatever it is might also come out. They're still going to be supporting the Switch 2 after the Switch 3 comes out. You got to imagine that's how these things
100%.
used to have been working, and now I think more so than ever because of just how ecosystems work.
Yeah.
And we see Nintendo adopting that with the Nintendo Switch Online profiles and accounts like actually like following you and all of that. Like, yeah, like if they are not positioned for a maximum install base at the jump, that's going to be very, very bad for them when they're trying to sell games and they have a limited install base. Like we've seen it happen so many times before. But even look at Xbox right now. How many times have we talked about stories of games not selling well on Xbox because the install base just isn't there and all of that? And like we're talking about big numbers here, right? Like it's just scary if that's Nintendo and like they need that. We're talking about a company that has the most insane attach rate ever. And like you need systems out there to be able to attach the software to.
100%.
And I do think that no matter what happens here, well, that's going too far because good Lord, anything can happen. But like I believe it is as close to a guarantee as you can get that no matter how many units Nintendo has been able to make, and they say that this is by far the most they've been able to for a launch, they're going to sell out. Like I think that is a guarantee. But what happens next? What happens when...
Do you think there's no ceiling on that statement? That there's no price this thing's going to go up to where they don't sell out?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think no matter... And again, there's a reality here where things are just so bad that why are we even talking about video games?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
of course.
But like, I think that no matter what happens, the Switch sells out. Like in any, I think, realistic next couple months of how things can shake.
Yeah.
There's also the side of, does Nintendo pull the plug and be like, we're not releasing it this year? I don't see that happening because they need to make money. They need to like get the games out in the software and all this stuff. It's like, this sucks. This could potentially ruin so many companies, no matter how big and powerful they are.
Yeah.
Do you think they delay it? I know that they said, like, as of now, right, we still haven't heard anything about, like, the pre-orders. They were only delaying the pre-orders in U.S. and now Canada, and they said that it'll still launch June 5th. Do they delay that in the States?
I 100%. Oh, so you're just asking like only in America if they delay it, but like
Possibly.
they release
Only
it
in
everywhere
America.
else? I don't see them doing that. America's too important and powerful
I know,
when
yeah.
it comes to the voice of video games and like all that stuff. Like we just see how sales of games work and all that. Like I think that would be a very, very bad strategy for them, and I don't see them doing that. I mean,
Do they delay worldwide?
I think that's way more likely.
Okay.
And I think at this point it's any hypothesis I could have is pulling out of my ass.
Totally.
Like,
This could easily,
random.
by the time this hits Spotify, some other crazy fucking shit could have come out of China or out of the White House or out of whatever in this stupid ass trade war we're in for no fucking reason.
Yeah. So like, if you ask me right now, do I think the Switch 2 is going to get delayed? No.
But you could see it.
1,000%
Yeah.
I could see it. I wouldn't bet anything that it won't. But like, I think that they have a plan. These things need to be sold or else the company is in trouble. Like there's an entire plan with like a lineup of software that they need to get out there. Like, and sure, they can like take the hit for a while, but I do think it gets to a point that it's like there's just too much money at stake that needs to be in play. But like there's bigger, more important things out there, and there's factors that are getting involved that like could tank the entire industries surrounding this.
Of course.
If the wrong moves are made. This episode's brought to you by Imperial. We've told you all how important it is to developers to wishlist games you're interested in on Steam. So if this game sounds cool to you, make sure that you wishlist it. In Imperial, you play as a mercenary sent to a distant planet to discover the mysteries of an ancient civilization. Powers unknown lie within the monolith. But those are no mere ruins, as an expedition has already ventured inside with only a few survivors. Why was it built? What powers reside within? Who is at the center of the monolith? All these secrets and more will be uncovered if you are brave enough to take on Imperial. Imperial features a unique blend of RPG systems and skill-based combat across 3 weapon archetypes: the acrobatic glaive, the defensive but devastating mace and shield, and the powerfully ranged cannon. With a deep ability system and extensive customization, every battle is an opportunity to refine and optimize your combat style. Form relationships with each of the few surviving expedition members who all have their own personal quest lines. Whether you choose to help or not can have drastic consequences for them. The monolith is guarded by powerful automatons, each with distinct attack patterns and weaknesses that demand precise execution and strategy to be victorious. Create your mercenary, enter the monolith, learn powerful abilities, defeat the automatons, and uncover the secrets that lie within. Imperial. Imperial is available May 8th on PC, Xbox S and X, and PS5, but you can wishlist now. Do it! Wishlist Imperial. This episode is brought to you by Factor. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Greg Miller has been loving how simple it is to enjoy his Factor meals as he's rushing between shows each day. I just saw Blessy eating some too. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. Multiple people here at Kinda Funny have been loving their experience with Factor, and guess what? You can too. Get started at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. If you don't love your shades, exchange them for a new pair or simply return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team are always there to have your back with personal and fast support. Y'all know I've been outside a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking dope. Exclusively for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Again, go to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY to get 35% off polarized sunglasses.
Speaking of wrong moves, Gregway, number 4 on the Roper Report, Mythic Quest has been canceled by Apple after 4 seasons. This is Nelly Andreeva over at Deadline. Apple TV Plus's Mythic Quest has come to an end. The streamer has opted not to renew the gaming or workspace comedy series for a 5th season. The decision comes days after the season 4 finale dropped March 26th. Since it had not been conceived as the series finale, the season's 4 finale will now get a new ending to give fans closure. The updated episode will be made available next week. Quote, endings are hard, but after 4 incredible seasons, Mythic Quest is coming to a close. We're so proud of the show and the world we got to build, and deeply grateful to every cast and crew member who poured their heart into it. Series creators / executive producers, Megan Gans, David Hornsby, and Rob McElhaney. Is that how I said that one? I always forget. Said in a statement Friday, quote, to all our fans, thank you for playing with us. To our partners at Apple, thank you for believing in the vision from the very beginning. Because endings are hard, with Apple's blessing, we made one final update to our last episode so we could say goodbye instead of just game over, end quote.
Yeah, so that the new version of the finale is coming out sometime this week. I'm incredibly bummed about this news. I loved this show. It was not always perfect. I think season 2 overall was not good enough. I don't want to say it was bad, but I think that season 2 kind of put them in a place that they lost a lot of people that were kind of watching week to week,
who are rocking for it. Yeah.
And then I think that season 3 and 4 got into a much better spot of realizing like we now just have an amazing cast of characters that just putting them in situations and letting them be the way they are is fun. It reminds me a lot of Community or The Office and things like that, where you were like you're at a certain point. It's not about the plot. You're here for the characters.
Sure.
And God, they got there. Like season 4 was awesome because of everything I just said. Like amazing characters and amazing choices for them. The 2 leads, Ian and Poppy, were awesome. The dynamics they had, the amount of situations they put them in and took them out of, and back and forth and back and forth. It's a sitcom workplace comedy, right?
Sure.
Like we've seen a lot of this stuff before, but we haven't seen it in the video game space. And the amount of times, if you've watched the show every freaking day, you've heard us say this a lot, but the amount of times that Bless and I, who are 2 of the people I know that watch the show, have brought up, this show clearly is written by people that watch games daily. Like, it is jokes for us. Like, it is, and they're smart. It's very, very, very smart, very fun. Like, it's a show that should not have been nearly as good as it was.
Yeah, I mean, I remember this getting announced, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Ubisoft's doing a show with Apple as
and was
garbage.
at Ubisoft's like E3
Trash.
show, and we're like, what the fuck is this? And
yeah.
so wrong. And again, I'm not trying to say it's the best thing ever, but I will say that it is a incredibly good comedy. Like, I think that like, they've gotten to a point that they I'm watching this and I put it up there. I think Hacks is the best, but in terms of the contemporary kind of comedies, like it's this Hacks. Like I like this a lot more than Sex Lives of College Girls, and I loved that show. Another one that just got canceled, but at the same time, I can't believe the show made it to 4 seasons and a spinoff.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
very
the spinoff?
it's called Side Quest.
Okay.
It just came out. It's like technically the last, I guess, besides the little bit that they're adding here. It's the latest thing that they did. It was 4 episodes. Show ran by Ashley Birch, who is a lead in the show, in the main show. And she also wrote and directed a couple of the episodes in Side Quest. And Side Quest was Mythic Quest. One of the best things about it was every season they would do at least one episode that was just completely not part of the main story, and they would just follow one character's like backstory, and it would always add some very interesting thing, and usually the best episode of the season.
Yeah.
Side Quest was kind of like, let's just do that for a whole show.
Gotcha.
And like one of them was about, and it's always like relating to Mythic Quest, that is this video game. And the amount of video game culture that they were able to fit in the show and treat authentically is something that really needs to be commended. And I'm saying all this because y'all should watch this show. Even if it's over the time that's there, it's worth your time. And
That's really cool they get to do an ending.
It is. And I'm very interested in what's that going to be. I don't think it could possibly be great. Like, just with where
They're
the
all
season,
laid off.
I mean, real talk, I think that's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of show that this is.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that the Side Quest, like, one of the episodes was about the comic book based on the game.
Okay.
And it takes place in a comic book store the
Nice.
day that comic shows up and the people that are coming to get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome concept. And they just do a really good job with it. Another one is about the violinist maybe not violinist, whatever, some instrument in a video game orchestra concert for Mythic Quest, and like just following her journey. It's like very, very, very smart video game culture stuff. So yeah, I'm very sad that this happened, that it was canceled this way. And like, I get it though. I totally get it. But shout out to them for 4 seasons and a spinoff that I thought were excellent. I would recommend everybody watch it. Apple TV continues to be the unsung hero of the streaming game. They need to fucking promote their stuff better. And this is what happens. They don't do that.
Yeah.
They just let their shows happen. The people that are watching them are like, these are so freaking good. But unless you're Severance, it's like, you never hear about it.
You don't break out.
Barrett?
If you don't like the ending of season 4, Tim, you can just pretend the show ended at season 2, where it should have ended.
No.
The ending of season 2 is very good, and that's where the show should have ended.
I mean, here's the thing. Plot-wise, yes, I entirely agree. But like, show comedy-wise, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that I get.
Yeah.
Because the ensemble cast, fucking great. I could watch them forever doing a different show. Like, I would love to see them still work on something else.
Yeah, and that's
but
the thing.
plot-wise, yes, that show should have ended at season 2.
Yeah, but season 2 also. Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Timer's off. Hold on. Stop that. This one's in all caps, it looks like. This one says, can't wait to see you lose all your stars, loser. Joey, Sooner or Later TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's one for you.
Thank you.
No problem. Don't worry
Thanks,
about it.
Joey.